Thank you. It's really an honor for me to be here. It's hard to believe. Many of us have been in this business for quite some time. I know I started this business in 2000 as a loan originator in the state of Michigan, and so I've seen certainly my share of changes in the industry. I'm curious to find out. I have the honor of speaking to many groups across the country, and probably out of the 7,000 people who've graduated from my course, I found only one person in Metro DC who grew up wanting to be a mortgage banker. So we all follow different paths into this business. I'm curious to find out, maybe just a couple of you, if you'd be willing to share, why are you in this business? What is the reason? What brought you in, and why are you still in this business? Anybody want to volunteer? Yes, please. Helping people. Fantastic. I think that, what is your name? Bridget. Like Bridget, I think part of the reason why many of us are in this business is because, we think of all the other industries we can be in. There's hardly any industry I know of where you can make so much money and impact positively the lives of so many people. And yet we lose sight of that a lot because of all the, I guess you could say, noise that we have to contend with, all the new regulations, the changing lending guidelines. And so it's very easy to lose sight of probably what I've found to be the number one reason, like Bridget, a lot of people that I speak with, that's the number one reason why they're in this business, is at the end of the day, yeah, you can make a lot of money, but you go to bed at night and gosh, you've made an impact in somebody's life. You've helped them to buy their first home, or to, fix their cash flow in a way that helps send their kids to college, or do something that really is very impactful. Anybody else have, why are you in this business? Anyone want to volunteer? Making money. That's another. You can certainly make a tremendous amount of money. A lot of the people who've graduated from CMPS are some of the top producers in the country, and I've had the privilege of knowing them over the years, and we interview them from time to time and find out what is their secret of success. So later this month we're going to be doing an interview with Diane Crosby, who is a $180 million a year producer out of Northern California, and she's figured out, and she's a long-standing fan of ours, graduate of our course, and she's figured out how to turn the loan process into a competitive advantage. You think getting a mortgage today is almost like going to the dentist and getting surgery. It's like a very cumbersome, unpleasant experience. But what if you can somehow figure out a way to turn that into a good experience in a way that helps you stand apart from everyone else who's out there? And that's what Diane's been able to do, and she's leveraged that into huge growth for her business, closing $180 million a year, 60% of which is purchase volume. So these are the types of things that we're going to learn about today, and many of these things you may already be doing. Some of these things you'll walk away with some new ideas, but it's my goal that everyone who's here walks away with at least one or two new things that you can implement right away in a way that not only helps you make a bigger impact, but helps you to make more money at the end of the day as well. It's interesting, I was having a conversation with one of the top mortgage companies in the southeast region. I'm originally from Ann Arbor, Michigan, so yeah, go blue. Any of you Michigan fans out there? But I recently moved down to Atlanta, and I've been living there for the last couple of years. And so one of the people I came across, top mortgage industry executive, burned out by all the changes, still making money at the end of the day, but his mantra, his goal, he says, my mission is to close loans profitably. That's the only reason I'm in this business, is to close loans profitably. So he's taken away sort of like the human element that Bridget and I were just talking about, of helping people at the end of the day. And I was saying, listen, sir, your mission is to improve the life of the consumer. If it wasn't for the consumer, you wouldn't even be in business. If it wasn't for that person buying a house or refinancing their mortgage, there would be no reason for you to be in this business. So your first mission is to figure out, how can I make the consumer's life better in a way that certainly is very profitable and compliant with regulation. But he sort of flipped it around and sort of like the tail is now wagging the dog in many parts of our industry where their number one goal at the end of the day is to close loans without going to jail, right? That's kind of like what our industry has been boiled down to in the last several years. So compare this with the more innovative industry. Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, we see our customers as invited guests to a party, and we're the hosts. It's our job every day to make every important aspect of the customer experience a little bit better. So that's how he was able to take his company into the multi-billion-dollar company that it is today, because he kept his focus. At the end of the day, his mission is to make life better for the consumer. So whether you do that selling books, whether you do that streaming videos, whether you do that selling mortgages, that's what your mission has got to be if you want to be like some of these superstars in our industry. I was recently in New Jersey just earlier last week with a couple of top producers, again, $100 million a year producers. And this is what their mantra is. They are constantly looking for ways of making the loan process better, making the borrower interactions better, their realtor interactions a little bit better. That's what keeps